In celebration of the release of the two DLC packs for Grand Theft Auto 4 on the PS3, I've decided to do a couple episodes on them. First up, the one that's of interest to bears everywhere, the biker gang one. The Lost and the Damned. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. There's going to be big bikers and bears and burliness. Well, let's see how it does. The main character is someone who you might recognize from GTA 4, Johnny Klebitz. He was in a couple of missions by Nico's side, but he also becomes an enemy later on. I don't want to spoil too much, but things don't go too well for either of them, and they end up crossing paths, and all three characters do cross paths at one point in GTA 4, which is kind of neat. So let's have a look at the gang of bikers here in their surprisingly multi-ethnic biker gang, which apparently is pretty rare for biker gangs. Not that I know a ton about them. Unfortunately, Lost in the Damned, as you can see, kind of taxes the PS3 in this engine, and the worse the game looks is actually in this opening cinema. I don't know why they didn't optimize it. It just looks kind of junky. So I wouldn't try getting too attached to remembering everyone's names. I find that the characters in this game are honestly pretty bland. Jason, even though he's the ugliest, is maybe the most memorable.
You'll be locked up and calling some cellmate daddy within a month.
Ooh,
Yes,
daddy. So it starts off with this guy getting released from jail. He's the ex-leader Billy of the motorcycle gang. Oh, you'll notice in that close-up the facial hair rendering. Actually, they did some new stuff with facial hair for specifically for this episode, so that's kind of neat for those who like a realistic-looking game beard. Otherwise, it's GTA, and honestly, that's not a bad thing. GTA 4 is pretty fun. I like the combat a lot, and I like the driving, and there's some distinct physics-related havoc that can be found, but it's still much more grounded in reality, and well, for the most part, than stuff you'll find in something like what's that one called? Red Faction Guerrilla. And there's still the usual GTA tropes of doing ridiculous things. Once again, putting stuff into trucks, which is a favorite pastime of GTA games. If you remember doing the same kind of thing in, say, Vice City or that break-in mission in San Andreas. So the guys. Let's look at the bear guys in this game. There's one sort of hot guy. Oh, at the club you can do arm wrestling, which I thought would be incredibly hot, but turns out you're arm wrestling against the skinniest guy in the game. Now, maybe if you keep winning, you'll go up and start getting bigger and bigger bear guys, but it wasn't all that fun, so I never really tried it. You guys can get back to me, and if I'm wrong and you can arm wrestle some huge hot big daddy bear, I will go back and play it, I promise. Now, you'll notice the other biker gang, the Angels of Death or whatever, actually have hotter guys, which is too bad. Although sometimes, hanging around the club, you can sort of see some semi-attractive guys. I mean, this guy's okay. Right? Oh, there we go. Now I'll pass. And I find this guy, with the glasses, maybe he's the cutest guy in the gang. He's sort of cute, but yeah, they don't use any of the super big. Oh, speaking of super big guys, the cutest guy in the game happens to be one of the dead guys, Lil Joe. So that's too bad. I would have liked to have met him. And yeah, this is the clubhouse. It's a whole lot of biker culture. A lot of people calling each other brother. And yeah, there's a lot of machismo.
Yeah, dude, how's my bike?
And you know, if you get into this, if you like TV shows about bikers and think that bikers are incredibly interesting and free knights of the road, then you might get into this. But if you find bikers really tedious, racist assholes, this game probably won't do much to change your opinion. Personally, I don't like bikers, and I couldn't give a rat's ass about biker culture. I bought the pack for Gay Tony, and oh yeah, speaking of machismo, there's a lot of anti-gay rants and gay fear. What do you call that? When gay panic.
Still lifting weights, Billy? I don't need to now that I'm carrying your heavy ass around with me, Johnny. I think you got me confused some kind of trailer queen, have you?
Fucking cocksuckers.
Oh, hey, watch your mouth, faggot. Tell him.
You should just stay in the clubhouse, Brian. You ain't much help out here with the big boys.
Big boys. You're a homo, Johnny.
I sure
Say,
am.
Dave, are you a bisexual?
Very funny.
I didn't think so. I guessed you just like cock.
Now, I'm not particularly offended by this because it's probably a pretty realistic interpretation of how biker gangs talk to each other, though they probably aren't quite so witty. The writing's really sharp. I mean, I don't like slinging around cocksucker, faggot, etc., but it's probably how they talk, and if you think this is entertaining, hey, go nuts. Honestly, I'd have a really hard time getting through this game. Now, I'm not saying it's bad. The mission structure is way improved over GTA 4, and you'll find that things are a lot faster paced. Instead of being a 40-hour game, this is a 5 to 8 hour game, which I think is a much better pace, especially for a $20 game. You'll really enjoy it if you can get past the characters. For me, I'll probably finish it sometime just because I've pretty much played through every GTA game, and that's about it. So that's Lost in the Dam. Kind of disappointing on the bear front, but a pretty good game other than the bikers. See ya.
Oh.